Hey everybody, it's Gretchen. It's Tuesday, and you're watching Gretchen Lifestyle. This week we're talking about bravery and people that we see as brave. And, my opinion of what makes somebody brave is when they're faced with two options, or more than two, whatever. But, they come to that fork in the road, and they can choose one path, which is, it's paved, it's got feathers strewn about, there are water stations, people fanning you with giant palm fronds. And then there's this other path, which is rocky and has glass, big shards of glass, and fire, and people throwing rocks at you. You know that at the other end of that scary, scary path is happiness and joy and sense of self. And at the end of the good road is just kind of I thought of a lot of people who inspire me with their bravery. But, I've had my issues with my mother, but, we're at a good place, and I'm constantly in awe of her and the path that she's chosen. My dad and my mother were married for 37 years when he died, and it was very sudden. We literally found out he was sick with one day, and he was gone within a month. So, I remember her telling me how hard it was because they had all of these plans about their future, and with her retiring and what that was going to be like, and now it was gone. And I remember, I don't know if I shared this with you guys, but a couple years ago, there was a dark spot on an X-ray for my husband on his chest, and there were about 3 months where we thought he might have lung cancer, even though he didn't smoke. But there was a dark spot on his lung, and we had to go through all these tests, and it took forever to get an appointment and find out that that's not what it was. But I remember that thought that, oh my God, if anything happens to him, you're going to have to lock me up in a loony bin, because I don't know how to do this without him, because he's such a big part of my life. He is my life. He's my partner. And when my dad died, I remember, because they're back in New York, and I remember us pulling out of the driveway on our way back to Arizona. And I was so scared for her, because I can't imagine being all alone and having to choose that road. She's in it. She's done it. She moved out of the house that they were in. She found a place that was all her own. She found friends. She found things to do. To me, she just seems so brave to dare to live that different life without grief. Constant grief, and choosing that easier path, which would be to wallow in it. Now she's moving from her condo into this 55 and over retirement community where they play poker and they go to casinos, and they have college classes, and they do all these great things, and they have all these social activities, and I'm just so excited for her. And as much as it scares me to think of her being with someone other than my dad, I'm excited for her as she's getting to that point where she might want to be with somebody new, where she might want to love again. And sometimes I think I have the easier road, because I can be 3,000 miles away. And I haven't been home to New York since my dad died. And it's easier for me to stay here and to not drive down the streets that we drove down, or see the tree that he planted in the front yard of the house I grew up in. And I know at some point I need to choose that difficult road. I mean, not that mine is all feathers and water stations right now. And she did it, and I just admire the hell out of my mom for that. Have a great week. I love you guys. Go watch our Viewer of the Month, Rebel Reb. He is amazing, and I adore him, and his videos are great. He was half naked on Saturdays. Happy birthday, Megan. I love you all. Talk to you next week.